The world is watching the Taiwan Strait, a narrow body of water, but a flashpoint for global tension. Every day, China flexes its military muscle, warships cut through the waves, fighter jets test Taiwan's airspace. For years, Taiwan has responded with quiet restraint. But now, a pivotal question looms. Should Taiwan expose every act of Chinese aggression to the world? In the age of viral information, this is no longer a theoretical debate. The Philippines has already shown the power of documenting and publicizing Chinese actions in the South China Sea, rallying global support. Taiwan's leaders are watching, weighing if this strategy could work for them. The stakes are enormous. A new approach could rally unprecedented international backing, or provoke China into dangerous escalation. Taiwan's decision will ripple across the Indo-Pacific, influencing alliances and military postures. Public exposure is a gamble. Can transparency deter aggression better than quiet resolve? We must examine what the Philippines has achieved, how Taiwan's current approach compares, and the risks of a more assertive campaign. Could this strategy backfire, pushing Beijing to lash out? This analysis will weigh the pros and cons of Taiwan adopting the Philippine model. The choice could either strengthen Taiwan's defenses or ignite a long-simmering conflict. The world must understand what's truly at stake. The Philippines has changed the game in the South China Sea, not with force, but with cameras. Under President Marcos Jr., the Philippine Coast Guard films and releases high-quality footage of Chinese aggression, ramming, water cannons, intimidation. These images hit global headlines within hours, seizing control of the narrative. The result: China's deniability is gone. The world sees the power imbalance firsthand. This strategy has galvanized support from allies like the US, Japan, and Australia, turning a regional dispute into a global story. Every viral video damages China's reputation, deterring further aggression. At home, it unites the Filipino people and justifies stronger defense measures. But the risks are real. Tensions have escalated, and Chinese vessels sometimes respond with more aggression. The Philippines decided that silence was riskier than exposure. By bringing conflict into the open, they've changed the dynamics and given themselves a fighting chance. The question is, could Taiwan do the same? Taiwan's response to Chinese pressure has long been one of quiet, professional vigilance. When Chinese aircraft cross into Taiwan's airspace, the government issues calm, factual press releases, no drama, no escalation. This approach avoids giving Beijing a pretext for military action and reassures both the world and Taiwan's own people. The message: we are in control. Life goes on. By normalizing the abnormal, Taiwan maintains social stability and prevents panic. But this reserve strategy has drawbacks. Dry reports can desensitize the world to the real danger, making Chinese aggression seem routine. The threat risks becoming invisible, making it harder to rally urgent international support. The world may not grasp the scale of the threat until it's too late. Taiwan's quiet professionalism keeps the peace, but at the cost of global awareness. Is it time for a change? That's the dilemma Taiwan faces. The Philippines and Taiwan offer two starkly different playbooks for dealing with a superpower. The Philippines is the publicist, turning every clash into a global media event, using emotion and imagery to win support. Their strategy is offensive in the information space, putting China on the defensive. Taiwan, by contrast, is the disciplined soldier, reactive, calm, and focused on stability. Taiwan's leaders fear that a loud approach could provoke Beijing, given their existential stakes. The Philippines faces a maritime dispute. Taiwan faces a threat to its very existence. For Beijing, Taiwan is an internal matter. Any perceived move toward independence could trigger a harsh response. Manila's public shaming irritates China. Taipei's could cross a red line. The difference is rooted in vulnerability and goals. The Philippines seeks to protect sovereignty. Taiwan seeks survival. Taiwan's caution is shaped by its unique, precarious status. The wrong move could have catastrophic consequences. That's why their strategies diverge so sharply. The stakes for Taiwan are simply higher. What if Taiwan adopted assertive transparency? The upside could be dramatic. Global awareness of China's coercion would skyrocket. Real-time high-definition footage would make the threat tangible, not abstract. This could rally stronger international support, arming Taiwan, justifying freedom of navigation operations and imposing diplomatic costs on Beijing. It would counter China's narrative and build a compelling case for Taiwan as a democratic victim. At home, transparency could boost morale, foster unity, and justify defense reforms. Seeing their military's professionalism could instill pride and resilience. Most importantly, a global spotlight could deter China by raising the political cost of aggression. The world watching in real time complicates Beijing's calculations. In essence, Taiwan could use public opinion as a shield. But the risks of this strategy are enormous. Beijing sees Taiwan as a core interest. Public shaming could be viewed as a direct challenge, provoking escalation. China might double down, increasing military pressure to show it won't be intimidated. Key partners like the US and Japan could grow uneasy, fearing Taiwan is provoking instability. Diplomatic friction could weaken the very alliances Taiwan needs. On the ground, getting close for dramatic footage raises the risk of accidents. One misstep could trigger a crisis. Operational safety could be compromised for the sake of the perfect shot. China's propaganda machine would counter with its own footage, muddying the narrative. The information war could spiral, leaving the world confused and Taiwan outmatched. Instead of clarity, the result could be chaos. The gamble is real, and the stakes are existential. A transparency strategy would reshape Taiwan's security and diplomacy. Militarily, it would mean more dangerous encounters, higher operational risks, and a greater chance of accidental escalation. Internationally, clear evidence of Chinese aggression could help allies justify stronger support, but only if Taiwan is seen as a victim, not an instigator. Some countries might sympathize, others could distance themselves to avoid angering Beijing. Taiwan would be betting that moral force outweighs economic pragmatism. The strategy could open new diplomatic doors, but close others. It's a high-stakes trade, safety in ambiguity versus power in the spotlight. The world's response would be unpredictable. Taiwan's leaders must decide. Is it better to cry out for help, or to quietly endure? The answer could redefine Taiwan's place in the world. To gauge the risk, we must see through Beijing's eyes. Xi Jinping's legitimacy is tied to reunification with Taiwan. Any move toward separation is a red line. A public campaign by Taiwan would be seen as an internationalization tactic, a step toward independence. China's response would be swift. Propaganda blitzes, economic pressure, cyber attacks, and diplomatic isolation. Beijing would punish Taiwan economically and try to discredit its narrative. The most dangerous response would be military. Overflights, simulated blockades, or even seizing outlying islands. These moves would test Taiwan's resolve and that of its allies. The risk, a war of words, could become a real conflict. For Taiwan, the cost of exposure could be catastrophic. The dragon's reaction is unpredictable and potentially explosive. Should Taiwan adopt the Philippines strategy? There's no easy answer. Assertive transparency could rally allies and strengthen national resolve, but Taiwan's situation is far more precarious than Manila's. Beijing could see this as a direct challenge, responding with economic, cyber, or military escalation. Even key partners might grow uneasy, straining alliances. The decision is a razor's edge win support without crossing Beijing's red lines. Taiwan's leaders must weigh the potential gains against existential risks. Is the world ready to listen and act, or would a failed campaign leave Taiwan more isolated? Quiet vigilance has preserved a fragile peace for decades. The real question, is the risk of silence greater than the risk of exposure? A gradual, selective approach, publicizing only the most egregious acts, could test the waters. The choice isn't binary, it's about finding the right volume and moment. Taiwan must ensure its voice is heard, without shattering the peace it has fought to maintain.